Okay, y'all, so I'm about to show you how to get this particular style right here without having to sit in the chair a whole bunch of hours. We're gonna do this the quick way. Now, this is for the girlies who want to do them on the larger side. I knew I didn't want to put a whole bunch of braids in my head, but I also knew I wanted to give a Bora feel. So I had to figure out how to merge the two in order to get the style that I wanted done. So for this back section right here, we're going with two. These are going to be on the larger side. And you have to remember, however you do your first row, that's how the rest of your head is going to look. So let me explain that to you. It don't matter if you're doing twists, braids, anything that requires parting. If you put that first row crooked, some of your rows are going to be crooked. If you make it too small, you have to do a whole head of small. So you have to remember, be very cautious with that very first row.
So I'm about to use this Y-Wigs 18-inch water wave. This is what it looks like in the pack, but this is what it looks like outside the pack. It is already pre-stretched, so that's one less thing you have to worry about. Okay, see that? It's already pre-stretched for you. It's gonna save me a lot of time. Absolutely love it. And this is what the hair I'll be using for my boho and my twist that I'm about to do.
And yes, I know I kept saying pre-stretched, but I actually meant pre-separated. So with this very first one, what you want to do is take your braiding hair. I'm using Ruwa in 24 inches. I believe I used 3 packs for this. And you're going to take a small amount. Now, this is not going to be the amount of your twist, but this is going to be just enough so you can get some slid underneath the rubber band. You cannot take a super chunky piece and try to slide it under the rubber band. I promise you it's going to hurt. Once you get that crochet through, you're going to grab the amount of hair basically to start off your twist, however chunky you want your twist to be. And you are going to make sure that that braiding hair and your rear hair is split into 2 sections. Now, I explained this on another twist video that I have on my page. You can go and check it out, especially if you want a real in-depth type of tutorial on how to do this. This is just, this is kindergarten. This ain't pre-K, okay? Meaning I'm not teaching you the ABCs no more. We got to move past that. So once you get everything split into 2, you're going to begin to rope twist down. Now, I tell you, when you are using any type of curly hair and you're adding it into a braid or a twist, you don't want to put one at the very beginning at the nape of your neck. Something about that neck, the nape of your neck, it naps up hair. So if you want a bird's nest on your head, go ahead and feed it in as soon as you start your twist. But you need to, this is from my experience, braid or twist down some, give it a few inches so it's not right on the nape of your neck, because I promise you, it don't matter if it's human or synthetic, it's going to nap up if you put it back there. I'm getting off topic. Okay, so I know these are pre-separated pieces right here, so I knew for the look that I wanted to do, I needed quite a few because I wanted to be a thick full curl every time that I'm feeding in. And as you can see, I am rope twisting down. I feed in the curly hair, maybe a twist or 2, and then I pull it out for the boho. And you want to make sure that that hair that you pull out, you keep it out of the way, because for some reason with twist, it likes to, the curly hair likes to wrap around the hair as you're doing it. So you want to make sure that that hair that you want to be left out is completely out of the way or pinned out the way. Now, for my people who will actually watch this video all the way through, I'm giving you gems throughout this whole thing, like some that people won't tell you with the issues and things that you'll go through when you're actually doing this style. Because some people just do a tutorial and just make it seem like everything is just so easy, butter. Absolutely not. Like, it is trials every time you do your hair. So every time you do a style for the second time, you just learning from the very first time what to do, what not to do, learning what works, what didn't work. Now, I thought I had footage of what I did when I got to the very bottom, but apparently I did not record it, or I accidentally deleted it. Don't know which one. Either way, we don't have that footage, but I will explain to you before the video goes off exactly what I did. So here, I guess I'm going to show you again how to do it. I try not to make the video super long because this is kind of one of the easiest styles that I probably will have on my page. And I just feel like if a style is easy, it shouldn't be a super long tutorial. But mine is a little bit lengthy for this easy tutorial because I like to explain what I'm doing, but I also like to let you know some errors that you might run into because I've ran into them. Okay, so you're going to crochet the hair in, and you're going to make sure your real hair is split into 2 pieces as well. You're going to grab the amount that you want your twist to start off. And I say start off because you will see throughout this video, I feed in hair. People ask me all the time, how much hair do I feed in? And I promise you, you'll notice that there is one hand that I never take off the braid. Well, the twist. The hand that I never take off the twist is the hand that's not only holding the hair in place, but it's also helping me feel the thickness. And depending on the thickness, it lets me know if I need to feed in more hair, if I want a longer twist, or if it needs to be more thicker, if it's okay for the twist to start thinning out because it's coming to an end. I pray that that makes sense. You are never going to feed in the same amount of pieces in your head every single time. You're also never going to feed in the same amount of pieces on your client's head if you do other people's hair, because nobody's hair is the same. When I'm extending a braid or I'm making a braid thicker or thinner, I'm really just going by vibes and touch, really. So baby, we just over here twisting on vibes. My hand is gonna tell me if my braid is getting too thin or too thick. I just go by touch. And also, you need to remember, this is another gem. You also need to remember, the more hair you feed in, the longer the twist is going to be and the heavier it will be. So if you want some super heavy duty twist, then you go ahead and feed in super chunky pieces, and I promise you it's going to be nothing but pulling on your hair, because that weight is different. I wanted some length on mine, so you'll never see me, that's the style I'm going for, you'll never see me feeding in more hair than I need to. This is what it looks like when I got one side done. With the human hair, because one side is pre-stretched and one side is blunt, you're going to have to go in, cut off those pieces that sometimes poke out when you're twisting it. For that particular reason is why I do not like doing hair, braiding styles, twist styles on people who has blunt cut ends. Although it is some people out there that specialize in tucking, for me, I've never had blunt cut ends that did not poke out of the braid or the twist. I like, for me, this is for me. I don't care how much tucking and folding and twisting I do. If it's blunt cut, I'll always get a few pieces that stick out. I don't like that because I feel like it messes up the hairstyle actually. I like to work with ends that is not blunt cut. That's for my head, that's for your head, that's for her head, everybody's head. I don't like working on blunt cut hair. So let me actually tell y'all how I did the ends. I rope twisted all the way down until I maybe had about 2 inches worth of braiding hair left. To make sure that you keep, this is another gem, you want to make sure that you keep enough ends loose. You're putting human hair at the very bottom of the braid, because you need to make sure there is enough length in order for you to wrap the hair around and knot it. I usually knot by vibes as well, so I usually do 3, 4, 5 depending on how sturdy it feels like it is. You're going to need a couple inches of loose hair to actually do that. So hopefully that makes sense, because for some reason I ain't got no footage of it. Oopsies. I've seen some people use super glue. I don't like having super glue on my hands, so that's going to be a no for me. But hey, if that works for you, do you, boo-boo. Okay, so that was the final twist. This is what the look came out to be. But even here, I'm still seeing more twists than I actually like. So I actually went in off camera and fed in some more curly pieces that gave me more of the look that I was going for. And also, you do want to rod the ends and dip it in hot water. I also did not show that part because I believe you guys should know how to do that. If not, I'm pretty sure there are more videos on YouTube that would actually show you how to do it. I don't know, I just feel like this can be a super cute summer style. It's lightweight. I don't know, and it's kind of just giving me, you know, vacation here. Either way, if you decide to do this style, all you have to do is play around with it and customize it to your liking like a blank canvas. That's one thing about here. It is never going to be the exact same every single time. This is why you should never expect to get the same exact style as you see on the picture. But baby, this is what the final look turned out to be. And you know my saying, she ate. Toodles.